It's been a really bloody day in the crypto market, and it's likely getting worse before it gets better. In this video, we'll cover what caused the crash, then we'll dive into the charts for Bitcoin and Ethereum to look at where we could be headed from here. Let's get started. So first, let's dive into why the cryptocurrency market crashed. It's mostly thought to be the Evergrande debt issue. So this is a Chinese-based real estate company that essentially is reported to not be getting assistance from the Chinese government, and they're about to default on a bunch of debt payments. And so given that the Chinese economy is so intertwined with a lot of the others across the world, this is sparking a lot of concern across both the stock market and the cryptocurrency market. And I found an interesting article that covers a little bit of what's going on the front line. So this article spoke to a CEO of a financial outlet, and she works in crypto derivatives. So she was saying that once the Chinese stock market closes, a lot of people are trying to sell their crypto to raise cash. So clearly they're trying to basically protect against their downside, against concerns in China. So it's really, really interesting to see someone kind of talking about these large sell-offs on the front lines. So just interesting to see how this is also affecting the cryptocurrency market overall. And one of the lesser talked about aspects of this crash is actually involving the Federal Reserve. So there is also a lot of uncertainty surrounding the Fed and when it will begin tapering its current monetary stimulus. So basically what that means is when it will begin to slow down the purchasing of US assets, namely bonds. So they've been doing that a lot to prop up the US economy recently, and to kind of ease off of that necessity, they're trying to basically taper off, and this is pretty common. They taper off the purchase of those assets over time, and so everyone's kind of anxiously awaiting when they'll announce that and what the schedule will look like. So that's also affecting crypto markets as well. But now that we've covered some news, let's hop into the BTC and ETH charts and look at some potential price direction for both Bitcoin and Ethereum. All right, so hopping into the Bitcoin chart, we have a daily candle chart up here with both the 140-day, so 20-week, and 50-day moving averages on the board as well. And then we've drawn out some key fib levels to kind of begin our analysis and look into where Bitcoin could be heading. So with the new candles breaking below this kind of critical 46.7 level, you know, the idea that we're just going to kind of bounce back off and, you know, shoot way up to, you know, these crazy price predictions of like, you know, 100K, 95K by end of year. You know, it's not totally set in stone yet. You know, we have some work to do here, and we have some resistance that, or sorry, some support that needs to be found. So basically what happened here recently, if we look right here, this is our kind of most recent crash that's been kind of fluttering around the news and that everyone's been talking about. And basically what happened is once we, you know, proved that we couldn't break and close, you know, a weekly candle above this 51-ish level, we then dropped back and tested this 46.7 level, almost 46.8. And when we couldn't close a weekly candle above that, that's when we really started to see that drop. And then in addition, obviously the news that we just talked about came out as well. So that kind of sent it, you know, dropping back further to the downside. And so right now you can see we're testing this 42.5 level right here. So this is going to be really, really critical in terms of closing daily candles above this level. If we do want to, you know, bounce off this and break up to the upside, we're going to have to see at least a couple daily candles close above that critical 42.5-ish level. And if we don't do that, and, you know, if we want to talk worst case scenario, it's really, really likely if we don't close those kind of critical daily candles right at that 42.5 level, it is pretty likely that, you know, we drop down to 37.5 down around this level. And, you know, obviously I don't think that this means that we're out of the bull run necessarily. You know, I think we have more room to grow this cycle. And I think most hodlers like myself and probably yourself are looking at this opportunity as a buying opportunity. I would say, you know, absolutely. You know, especially if it drops and plays between, you know, this 42.5-ish level and this 37 level. I would say buy, you know, as much as you can and kind of hodl that. Obviously, I'm not a financial advisor, but, you know, just kind of calling out what I see and what I'm going to be doing. And it's important to note that it's healthy for Bitcoin to, continuously test these levels. We need to prove in terms of fitting market perception that Bitcoin actually belongs above 37, 42.5-ish level. So it's good that we're coming back to test these before we shoot up and end the bull cycle higher. So if we do want to end the bull cycle higher, we will have to kind of prove out some of these key support levels. So it's not all bad, even though we are going down right now. It is something that can also technically be looked at as a positive, because we do want to test these levels and kind of reinforce market perception about Bitcoin and where the price belongs. But now that we have touched on Bitcoin, let's hop over to the Ethereum chart and look at some price predictions. All right, so here we have the Ethereum chart, same setup with the 20-week, 140-day, and the 50-day moving averages up with those key fib levels on the chart as well. So obviously, it's no secret that Ethereum kind of mirrors Bitcoin. Here's our kind of crash in question, and kind of same pattern, right? So we saw, Ethereum come up here just about, a week ago, a little bit a week and a half ago-ish, test this 37.96 fib level. We couldn't close a weekly candle above that. So we dropped back down and test this kind of 33.5 level. Couldn't close a weekly candle above that. Then we had not only that, key resistance not being broken, but then also we had that bad news sending it back to the downside. So now that we know kind of how we've arrived here, let's talk about where we may be going. Right now, you can see that we're testing a really, really tough fib level here at about, 30.35, so right around 3K. And we're coming up right against that 140-day moving average right here. So it's really, really critical that, in the next couple of days, we can close candles above this 30.35 level. If we can do that, and we show a bounce of a couple day candle close above that, that's when we start seeing more of a move to the upside. Obviously, it's not going to look like that, pardon my poor drawing, but in terms of being able to shoot back up to the upside, we do want to see some support found basically around where we're trading right now. If we do not see that, it's pretty likely that we go back down here and test this 27.2 level. And, like I said with Bitcoin, it's not necessarily the end of the world if we come back and test that. It's proving out perception that we don't necessarily belong back here at 17, like where we were back in July. So if we do fall back down here, bounce off this, test this, and maybe play around here, come back up, and eventually, end the cycle, up where everyone's predicting around 10,000 for Ethereum, that's totally possible. And it actually, is positive to see us test some of these key support levels. So that is everything I have for you guys today in this video. If you found something valuable, would love if you dropped a like. And if this stuff, interests you, talking about charts, talking about price predictions, and just crypto in general, feel free to subscribe. I'm putting together a chart pattern guide for all of my subscribers, current and new subscribers. So if that's something you're interested in, feel free to drop your email in the comments below on any of my videos. I'll be filtering through those and then sending you guys out this chart pattern guide when I get it finished. Should be done within the next week or so. So once I get that done, you'll be the first to get it if you drop your email in the description below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.